Have I ever bought a game that had disk rot? Thank you to Model Citizen 9279 for the question. But also you guys may have noticed that it is a bit early for me to be uploading, and the reason for that is because in my last video from yesterday I talked about trialing potentially uploading 3 times a day. But I really don't want to oversaturate this channel, but I do want to keep making more of this kind of content because I really enjoy making content based upon the questions and comments that you guys leave me, and it is just sort of an infinite loop, and I end up making more content than I can feasibly put out on one account and it still be a reasonable amount of uploads per day for people to keep up with. And as such, to give people the option of being able to keep up with it, I'm going to create a sister account for this where I post basically the same sort of content, just this Q&A style stuff. All the CEX hauls and the purchases and all that sort of thing will stay here, and there'll still be 2 videos a day here. Nothing is changing here. I'm just going to do more because that's how my brain works. I can always do more. I like grinding. Right now it is midnight and I literally wake up every day looking forward to how many videos can I create and talking to a camera all day every day. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to post, I don't know how often to it, definitely every day, because why not? I'll throw up a picture on screen of the account now and it'll be in the description of the video. So if you want to see more of me, more of this exact style of content, not a different style of content like on my other TikToks, like my other YouTubes. So I have another YouTube that is specifically about growing your social media and making money. That's in the description as well. And then I have another one where I'm specifically playing through games. But this one that I'm making is going to be specifically for just more of this style of content. It's the sister account to this one, if that helps. My thought process here is that way everybody is happy. The people that want more get more. The people that are happy with what there currently is and don't want more don't have to deal with more. It works out for everybody, and I get to do what I want to do in terms of making more content. So yeah. Anyway, have I ever gotten a game with disk rot? I genuinely wouldn't know. I've got a bit of a bad habit of not trying games immediately when I get them. I have had games before that didn't function as they should. That's happened a couple of times. One of them was a decently expensive one too. Spider-Man Friend or Foe for Xbox 360. That game I think has skyrocketed in price since I got it. But after a couple of levels in, it started crashing, and that was a real problem. And then I also had a really dirt cheap game do about the same thing with 007 Quantum of Solace, but that was only £1.50. So I just went and bought another one. I'm sorry if you can hear the door rattle, by the way. It's very warm in here and I need my window open, but it's currently a bit windy outside. But something that is more likely to have happened is DVD disc rot, because of the fact that when I used to collect DVDs primarily, like before I started collecting games, I would come home with bags and bags of 50p DVDs from CEX back when they cost 50p, and I'm not exactly going to put them all in and try them. It's just one of them where when it comes up, we'll see, you know. Granted, luckily, when it comes to games, I'm a bit less concerned about this because with games, well, everything has a 2-year warranty, yeah? But with games, you're more likely to actually play that game that you've bought within 2 years. And weirdly, more often than not, when I'm buying a game, pretty frequently it's a game that I in some way, in some fashion, already own, whether it be digital or whether it be on a different console and I'm replacing it. So for example, I replaced a ton of Xbox games with its PlayStation's counterpart, or I bought the BioShock collection for PlayStation 4, even though I owned it digitally on Xbox Series X, and I've done that tons of times. So there's probably quite a few games that realistically I might not ever actually put in because I own them digitally, and it would just make more sense to play them digitally, but at least I've got the game for the collection, and if I needed to, I could put it in. It's just sort of all bases covered. I really should get in the habit of plugging the game in for just a little bit when I get in, just to make sure that things work, but I think that generally, the games that I'm getting, for the most part, are unlikely to be affected by disc rot, because I think it takes decades. The only console that I think I have that could be possibly affected by that is PlayStation 2. I think PlayStation 3 and PS4 are pretty safe from that, and I probably should have tried it, but I often don't. But to be fair, let's let you in on a little bit of a secret. The majority of the time that I do play a PlayStation 2, I would probably emulate the best version of the game available anyway, which quite often is the GameCube version, because for some reason the GameCube emulator Dolphin is better. But I have a rule in that I will only emulate a game that I physically own. That's my, moral compass at work, I suppose. So, for example, earlier this year I played through all the Spider-Man games starting from PlayStation 2 anyway, and the PlayStation 2 era Spider-Man games, the ones that were available for the GameCube, I emulated them on the GameCube because the PlayStation emulator for Spider-Man doesn't work very well, and the GameCube version through Dolphin scaled right the way up to 4K was just the best possible way of doing it in terms of how pretty it can look. So yeah, but I owned them physically. Speaking of, I spent a fortune on a Spider-Man game yesterday that's on its way, so stay tuned for that. Speaking of emulating games, let's look at this really intelligent person. The KUON remake is already in the works, according to a Japanese game developer. Your PS2 game is only going to keep losing value. Collecting video games is a bad investment. Smart people would have bought a free McBoot memory card or just emulated the game on EPSX2. But you're not a smart person because you just dropped £620 on a PS2 game. My friend, think before you speak. First of all, ignore the dust on my PlayStation 2. I'm actually playing it right now. That memory card is my childhood memory card. This one is not. And you see that little thumb drive that's in there? Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Also, I had no concern about the price of KUON because I knew that the videos about it on TikTok were going to pay for it, and then some. Allow me to demonstrate. This is the 7 days of my TikTok money following me buying KUON and rinsing it for content for at least a solid week. The day that I bought the game, £304. That's half the price of the game just immediately. Day 2 was £422. Now we're at £720. Oh look, £100 profit. I could have stopped right there and the game's paid for itself and given me £100. But of course we didn't stop right there, did we? Day 3, £243. Day 4, £160. Day 5, actually £160. Day 6, £135. And day 7, £100. To a total of £1,530 within 7 days of getting KUON. Another week following that, it was over £2,000 in total. I've got a saying in life. I'm going to apply it to someone else smarter than me first of all, and then I'm going to hope that you're intelligent enough to extrapolate it out to me. And it's going to sound very condescending, but this person is not very bright, so we're going to do that. Success leaves clues. I would never, you guys that have followed me for a long time have heard me say this before, I would never assume to tell a professional that does a job how to do their job. When a mechanic speaks, because I know nothing about cars and I know nothing about cars, I understand that my opinion is of no value to that mechanic. I cannot add anything of value to that conversation. Mechanic speaks, I shut up and listen because I don't know any better. Same thing goes with near any other profession. Electrician, plumber, doctor, whatever. You name it. You guys watching this, you will all have a profession. The majority of the people that follow me are older than me, so you probably all have a full-time profession. I promise you, whatever your profession is, there is a 100% chance that you're probably better at it than I am, because it's your profession and not mine. I would never question your profession. You are smarter than me in what you do. How much do you want to bet that the guy that commented this doesn't do what I do for a living? Extrapolate. Just to rub a little bit of salt into this wound, were I to ever play KUON, I would probably emulate it, because it would be a superior way of playing it versus actually putting it into my PlayStation 2. I hope that upsets you. But guess what? Emulating it wouldn't have made me any money. And I suppose there are actually two more silly statements in this. I don't buy games as an investment. I have no plans to ever sell my games. I do not make money from selling games. I make money from buying games and talking about games and playing them. I don't ever have to sell the games to make the profit back on them. I just demonstrated to you that KUON, within 7 days of buying it, made me £1,500, which means what, £900 profit over the space of 7 days. And it went to £2,000 over the course of the next following week. And finally, our final point to just nail on the head here. A game getting a remake, which by the way I don't believe is even a thing with KUON because it didn't sell well enough for anybody to care, does not guarantee, nor does it really ever show, that the original will go down in value. Let's go take a look at the price of Silent Hill 2, shall we? Because the remake came out 2 weeks ago. Oh, that's interesting. I was under the impression Silent Hill 2 cost £70 because it cost £70 the last time I looked. But nope, it's currently £78. It keeps going up in price. And the remake's out, isn't it? Let's go look at Lollipop Chainsaw. That got a remaster this month as well. Last time I looked, this game was about £48, and on PS3, now it's £60. Remakes do not guarantee the original loses value. Hope that helps. Now, I wouldn't normally touch upon comments like this on the Tube channel because I try to keep it largely positive. This is a retort that I would have done on TikTok typically. But this is an extra upload, isn't it? This isn't one of my mainline videos. The mainline video comes in about 4 hours from now because this one's going up at 8 AM. So I was like, you know what? Why not? It was too easy. Like, just easy content for me. So, cheers, mate. You intelligent person, you. And to anybody that's like, oh, be the bigger person. I'm not the bigger person. I'm petty. Okay, am I going to be reviewing, playing, whatever, Black Ops 6? So, I played the beta, and to be real with you, as soon as I finished playing the beta for a couple of days, I refunded my pre-order because I realised I don't think it's for me. I don't think it's ever going to be for me. And there's just too much other things that I want to be playing and doing, and I just... To be real with you, skill-based matchmaking has ruined Call of Duty for me, and I don't think it's ever going away. I played Call of Duty pretty religiously from Call of Duty World at War until Call of Duty Advanced Warfare or Ghosts. That was my like golden era. I didn't like Ghosts, and I remember we all complained a lot about Advanced Warfare because the rocket jumping and all that sort of thing. But in hindsight, it was still a pretty classic Call of Duty in terms of the way that it actually played. Besides the movement, like it was still a game that you could just casually hop on, stick a podcast in the background, and just traumatize a load of people. That's not the case anymore. You have one good game and now you're against the sweaties, and that's not fun for me. I prefer X Defiant at the minute, although I've heard that apparently that is being shut down. So fantastic one there, Ubisoft. Although Ubisoft itself looks like it's on the verge of collapse. But yeah, I'm keeping my money and paying. I'm voting with my wallet with Black Ops 6 in that I'm not giving them the money because I do not like skill-based matchmaking. It makes players like me experience worse because I will have one good match and then be ruined for the rest of the evening. Call of Duty for me, I think I have to accept that it's never going to be what it was. A year or two ago, I played I just had another phase where I played through Call of Duty 4 Remastered for just a prestige, and that was brilliant fun, and I could wreck people because that was, again, skill-based matchmaking was very light. The modern CODs, with how highly tuned that is, it's just not the same. It's just not the same. And I think a lot of the people that watch my videos will agree with me because you guys are generally older. The people that I see arguing for skill-based matchmaking are the people like 21 and under who never experienced before skill-based matchmaking was really a thing. Not ideally, anyway. You got to remember that when we talk about Call of Duty, people think 10 years ago was like Modern Warfare 2. No, 10 years ago was like Infinite Warfare. It's crazy. 10 years ago was like Black Ops 3 at this point. That is around 10 years ago now. It's been a very long time. It's been nearly 16 years since Modern Warfare 2. It's been nearly 17 years since World at War. I'm getting old. This door rattling, I really hope it's not being picked up on the video because it is really, really bothering me. I need to get like a door stop because then maybe I could like brace it shut and it wouldn't rattle. But like, I don't know what the alternative is. I mean, I've got my air conditioning, but I don't... It's the middle of October, for Christ's sake, at 1 in the morning. I shouldn't need to use my air conditioning. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed your extra upload today. It's going to be interesting to see, first of all, how many of you guys move and follow my other account as well? Like, how many of you guys want the extra content? Next up, it'll be interesting to see how well today's videos perform, given that I'm going to upload 3 times. This one will go up at 8 a.m, because generally, if we look at my analytics graphs, let's go have a look. So you see this dip in views here. Each one of those is an hour. That is indicative of each night time, because obviously people are asleep and not viewing videos. But the dip is like 7 a.m. here, right? And then views begin to pick up, and then they skyrocket at 12 when I start uploading, and then stay pretty high through the day because upload at 12 and then upload at 6. But here, right, from like 7 a.m. through like 12 p.m, I could be getting some extra views with this upload, this one that you guys are watching right now. Who knows? Like I say, it might not perform badly at all. Like, it might not cause the other videos to underperform. It might. I'll post this video and measure from the data. Granted, it is only one test. Maybe at some point in the future I'll do another. Depends on how well it goes over. Depends on how people enjoyed the video or not. But yeah, if I had an extra upload at like 7, 8 in the morning there, I could have just like another 5 hours of good views through the day to keep less peaks and troughs. It'd be pretty cool. Also, it's still absolutely mental to me that PS2 collection video is still doing so much. Like, it's had 5,000 views in the last 2 days, and the video is months old. This is so out of the ordinary for like what my brain can perceive, due to the fact that like I come from TikTok, where 2 days after you upload a video it is dead in the water and you're never getting another video, never viewing it again. Yeah. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the extra upload. It'll be interesting to see how videos today perform. If you want to see more of me, and to be fair, on this other account, I'll probably answer more fitness-based questions as well. I'll just do a bit of everything on the other account, rather than just trying to solely keep towards gaming like I do here. So if you enjoy just hearing me just waffle on, which some of you guys apparently do, love you, there's the account for you. And like I say, I'll try not to respond to too many negative comments like this dude left me, but he gave me such a good clickbait title in terms of KUON that I couldn't not. So hope you guys don't blame me for that.